If you are new to the channel, then subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further notification. Okay student, I welcome you all to this new lecture on Math Intermediate level, where we are solving Trigonometry Part-1, that is in compound angles of multiple angles. So basic portion we have already seen in basic module. So here we will be going little far in intermediate or advanced level for that part 1. So here we will be mainly seeing we will visualize the trigonometric ratios graphically. Okay, then let's discuss this one. Okay, so here in this question, in this zone, that is in intermediate and advanced zone, we will have try to have some physical look about trigonometry. We have seen trigonometry in terms of values, tables, ratios, all these things in terms of geometrical figure, right angle, triangle, the ratios of side. But now here we will try to give a new look, how this sin x equation or function look like. If I change the value of x, then sin x output will automatically change. And so this axis is my x-axis, which is nothing but the angle. But the angle here we will be writing always in radian, because radian gives me, while discussing that measurement also, radian will give you the angle in a linear distance measurement. That is, suppose if I go r distance, the same of radius, then the angle is 1 radian. So if I go more, the angle is increasing. So if I increasing my r, so that means radian is nothing but, you can think of, you are increasing the length. So that means you can move in x-axis. X-axis is nothing but distance. So if you are moving throughout if you are increasing the length, that means you are moving more and more in x-axis. That means you are here and you are walking along this path and you are moving more and more. As you move more and more, the angle is also increasing. So that's why radian has more significant meaning. So that's why you will find in everywhere it is written, this axis is always given in written. But you know this angle is 90 degree, this is 180 degree, this is 360, that you know. But we generally write it in pi. So how the value of sin x, how the function sin x, this topic, these graphs we will once again revisit once we will see the function. But because it is trigonometry chapter, so you should have a visual look on what you are studying now. So if you see sin x, whatever value you put, the limit output, whatever x you give, so output is between +1 and -1. Because we have seen the output of sin x doesn't go beyond 1. You cannot get a value of sin x more than 1. Similarly, you cannot get a value less than -1. We have seen by the property of the geometry. So in case of cos x, you see cos x is similar to sin x, but it is just 90 degree shift. You can see pi by 2 here shift. You can say it pi by 2. It started slightly before. It started late, and it started before. That's why it reached before. It reached peak point late. So 90 degree it is, if it is 0, cos 0 is 1, 90 is 0. So this is this way. So out of these two curves, for these both curves, these are the following observations that we need to remember. So if you see this domain range, you will find those who have already know function, they will have an idea. Those who don't know, don't get panic. We will revisit this one when we will see functions. What is domain, what is range. For now, just let me give an idea. Domain means, suppose if you are plotting a curve, for what value of x you can plot the curve. So you can see sin x, cos x, for any value of x you will find a output. That means for any value of input you find a output here, and you can plot the curve. So for all x you can plot it. So that's why domain of x and sin x and cos x is R. For any value x you can find a y and you can plot it. You can join it and you can plot it. What is the range? Range means the outcome. If you put x, what is the outcome you will get? So if you put x, the maximum outcome you can get 1, minimum outcome you can get -1 in both. So it should lie between -1 and 1. You cannot get an output which is more than or less than -1. So this is the range, up to how much you can go, the output can go. Domain means on what area you can work on. That is, on x-axis you can work on. You can walk along this x-axis, because I am walking along this x-axis. So I can walk along the whole x-axis from -infinity to no. There is no problem. In every point I will get something. And what I will get, it will between, that is range between -1 to 1. Both these functions are many one mapping. Many one mapping, that is also known, that will also you know from R to -1. That means many one means from many value you will get one output. Suppose this is 1, this is also 1. The output is same. What is the output? 1. You are not getting two different output. But the input, you see, these two inputs are different. So for different input you are getting same output. So the graph is actually look like this. This is suppose input, this is output. This you will see. For many input you are getting same output. Output is same, 1. For pi by 2 it is also 1. For this pi by 2 is also 1. You can think of similar way. So all are giving state. So that is known as many to. From many you are reaching at one position. From many positions you are reaching at one value. Output is same. So that's why it is many to one mapping. This mapping also you will know in function. Sin x is an odd function. That is also one type of classifications of function. Odd means odd and evens. This is cos x is even. Even means you can see your face. Your face is an even face. There is two eyes, one nose. So if you take a middle, middle part of this one, these two are symmetrical. At whatever distance this eye is, same distance this is. The more symmetry your face, they say that your face is more beautiful. So how to recognize what is the mathematical definitions or algorithm that runs to look whether it is a good face or beautiful face or not. So if it is a symmetric, then they say this is more beautiful. Symmetry means if you take this one as a mirror and you just flip this one, so that one will come just above this one. So you take cos x, you flip it over this, you flip it over this line, you will see this curve is just falling over this curve. So it is just you will see the same thing is falling over this. So it is exactly symmetry. Whatever it is at pi by 2 distance, this is also pi. So this is symmetry about y-axis. So this is known as even function. If it is symmetry about y-axis graphically, and here it is symmetry about origin. Whatever distance from origin it is, but it is not symmetry. You can see if I take this one, this curve will come here. It will not fall above it. It will fall just flipped version. So this is odd function graphically, and physically and in algebraically, what is even or odd means? Even or odd means sin minus x is equal to minus sin x. This one you have received. This is the way to define odd function. If a function cannot digest minus, then it becomes odd, and if a function can digest minus like cos, that becomes even. This is the function and meaning on mathematical expression, and this is the graphical meaning of even and odd function. Now both sin x and cos x are periodic function. Periodic means after a certain period it is repeating. If you see this from here to here, this same graph, this same plot, you can copy it and you can paste it. The same thing it will come. Then you will find the whole curve. This same thing is repeating. From here to here if you take, same thing is repeating. You can take from here to here also, this is also repeating. So whatever, the minimum amount you take for which it is repeating, that minimum period is known as period. This is also repeating. From here to here if you see, if I take 4 pi, so this is also repeating. But this is not minimum, because you can take minimum this, so this is repeating. You cannot go beyond this. This is not repeating. See, if it is repeating, then it would have been in upper side. This. So you have to take this much. So this is the property of period. After some time, it is the same thing. It is repeating. And what is mathematically we write in expression we write x plus t. After that period, it will remain at same function. If you add some period after 2 pi, the original function retains. That is the output value retains. So this one, if you add after 2 pi, the same function you will get. So after some time, it is the same thing that is coming. So this is known as periodic function. And period I have already discussed. This is the minimum amount after which it is repeating. Minimum time after which it is repeating. Minimum this much time you give. After that, if it will repeat the same. So that is the 2 pi. And both are continuous. Continuous means if you take a pen, you can draw it continuously. There is no break point. You can draw it. There is no break. Sudden break is not there. You can draw it smoothly, continuous. Again, that has also definition, mathematical expression. We will not writing it. We will be doing it in calculus. Now, if tan x, in tan x you can see, if you draw the tan x here, so tan x 0 is 0, tan x pi by 2 is infinite. So you go for infinite, and tan x minus pi by 2 is minus infinite. So if you see here, and tan pi by 2 is from, it will start from minus pi by 2, tan pi is 0. You can see this one. This is your first quadrant. So if you start from tan 0 is 0, tan 45 is 1. Suppose I am writing the values of 10. Here it is infinity, and here it is minus infinity because it is negative side, and here it will be minus 1 again, here it will be 0 again, and here it will be again plus 1, here it will be again plus infinity. As just you go to this place, this will be minus infinity, and then it will reduce to 1. So this is the way it rotates in my first, second, fourth. So if in linear movement, if I take it in x-axis, then from 0 to pi by 2 it will increase, then suddenly from plus infinity to it will go minus infinity, and then it will again go on increasing. So you can see this one, there is a discontinuity, and these lines are known as asymptotes. You will find in graphs, asymptotes means those lines where your curve will follow that line, but it will never touch. It will always go along with this. It will go along with this. If it is asymptote, your original curve will follow this. It will go as close as possible, but it will never allow to touch this line. It will follow this line, it will go along with this line, but it will never touch this line. This is known as asymptotes. Though these are asymptotes. So again, what is the domain? Domain means on what x-axis you can work on. So you can work on up to this, but you cannot come at pi by 2. If you stand at pi by 2, your output, you see, you will be thrown out of space, because if you come here, you will be thrown out of space. There is no out of. You can go either way, this way, and you will be out of space. You will not be placed in the paper. So you are thrown off. That means you cannot reach here. You cannot come to this position. Once you come this, then you jump this and you go this. Again you come this, again you jump this. Because if you stand here, you will be thrown out of this curve. You can see here, if you stand here, there is no place. You will go out. You don't know where you will go, at infinite or at minus infinite. So you have to remove this place from the x-axis, and I say I will not work at that place. So that is my domain. On what x-axis values you will find the value. So that is real number, all real numbers in x-axis minus these points. So these points are, you can see pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2. These are all multiples of pi by 2, and these are all odd multiples, 1, 3. So how to write odd numbers? General idea is, for even numbers, if you take 2n, 2n is always even, and if you take 2n plus 1, that is always odd. Whatever n you take, or 2n minus 1 also, but 2n plus 1 if I take, then your n starts from, your n, you can take n from 0. So it will start from, if you take n 0, then it will start from 1. You can put n equal to 0, then it will start from 1. Or here, if you start from, generally here, if it is 1, if you start with 1, then its output is starting from 1. If n equal to 1, you start from n equal to 1, 2, 3. Your output is, what will be the output? If you are n equal to 1, 2 minus 1. If you put 2, then it is 3. Then if you put 3, 3 2 is 6 minus 1, 5. So here generally starts from 1, and here we start from n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. So 0 means 2 into 0 plus 1. So your output will be 1. Then 2 means 3. So you can go either way. So that's what, here we start from natural number actually, 1. 1 is, from 1 if we start, it will be natural number. But here 0, you can take any integer. You can put minus 1 also. Minus 2 plus 1, then it will give you minus 1. Here if you put 0, then it will give minus 1. If you put minus 1, that will also give minus 3. But generally we prefer this one, because here it is, here you have to think from where it is starting. 1, if I need positive 1, then I cannot start with 0. So that's why it is preferred, but you can choose either one, whatever. So that's why I have written with 2n plus 1 pi by 2. N belongs to z, means any integer you take. Whatever integer you take, you put the values of n, 0 plus 1 minus 1, you will get odd multiples of pi by 2, and that places will be deducted from R. You will not go to, I will not go to that place, because if I reach there, the function will throw me out of my space. So, and what is the range? Range you can see in y-axis, it can reach up to minus infinity, plus infinity. You can see the range of 10x. So the range is minus infinity to infinity. You can go anywhere. And it is odd function. Why it is odd function? Because if you take this one, it is not coming one just above this one. And if you see mathematically also, 10 minus x is minus 10x. It cannot digest minus. That's why it is odd. It is periodic. Yes, it is periodic. The same branch is periodic, repeating. But what is the period here? Here period is pi, not 2 pi. After pi, you will see this is the smallest version I can take. The same thing is repeating. If you cut it, paste it, it is the same thing. So the smallest you can take and cut is pi. Up to pi, pi by 2, pi minus pi by 2 is length is pi. It is continuous? No, it is not continuous, because here if you go, you cannot draw it smoothly. If you go here, then you have to remove your pen, you have to come again. So it is not smooth that you can draw it without removing your pen, like sin x cos x. Here you have to remove your pen. Go this, then you have to remove. Again you have to come from this. So that's why it is not continuous function, or they say discontinuous function. If you like the video, then press the like button and please give your valuable comments in the comment section.